Hello, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. Hey, hello to the fam, followers on Twitter. Hey, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're sitting here, Destin, Florida, watching the sun out, looking at the palm trees. It sure is looking nice. Uh, I have a new video uploaded. It's set on private at the minute. Here a little bit. I'm gonna finish editing it out, and I'm gonna premiere it out. Uh, Goal is to have it out for 7 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock or so. Roll with it and see. I hope it was a wild day yesterday at that abandoned church. There's a new one. It's not the one you've seen me at in the past. It's another one, and it's a crazy place too. All right, let's get hello there, Skits. How you doing? Oh, if y'all would hit that like, share button. I'd rather get the thumb than the finger. By God. Oh, all right. Let's start the music up. Hey, how you do it? Clown style. By God. Oh, good deal. Glad to hear that, Skits. What's up, fam? This is Clown Posse Paranormal or Clown Paranormal Posse. Just fooling. We're gonna try to be lighthearted with this tonight. This is active. So you make it back home yet? Hey, Ryan. What's happening, buddy? Oh, how you doing, Moji? By God. Oh. Yep, Skits, I'm glad you're doing better. I hope you'll be going home there pretty soon. Oh, oh, Becky went to the store, get something to eat. She went to go get us something to eat there. Get a new fan put up in the room, a couple of odds and ends. She'll be back in a little bit. Thank you there, Rod. I've actually grew up a little bit since then. I don't know, unless I lose some subscribers, but there earlier I was checking, I was at 1.6. So we're moving along. How you doing, Moji? Welcome to the fam. Thank you very much, there, Moji. There you go. All righty. All right. What you been doing, Rod? Where are you from, Moji? Yeah, we're taking a little slower approach today. I've got a new video edited out to finish editing. I've got it set on private at the minute, and I'll premiere it here in a little bit. I went to another church there yesterday in Alabama. We done an exorcism in the church. That made demons awful unhappy. They said bad words. I mean, real bad words. like starting with F and whatnot. Georgia, there we go. That's a good dang state right there. Ooh, Ray Charles liked that state. Georgia. Yep. Glad you're doing all right, Ron. Glad you're home there, Prince, or Skits. All righty. I'm going to start this out right. I want to give a big shout out to the Venomous Fringe. Ryan Tremblay here is the co-host of the Venomous Fringe. They cover a wide variety of cryptids. Hey, Georgia, Florida line. Well, hell, you're not that far from me. I'm over here in Destin, Florida. Shit, you're not that far. Y'all can there check out the Venomous Fringe. I also want to give a shout out to Big Deal, another cryptid channel, but it ain't just another cryptid channel. It's a really good cryptid channel. And I'm not saying any better or worse than Venomous Fringe because I couldn't make up my mind. You sit there and ask me which is the better cryptid channel because they both are fucking awesome. And I need to quit using the F word since I'm trying to get monetized now. Or Clown gonna have to clean up. How you doing, Fox? Oh, thank you so much, Moji. We tried. I've been sitting there watching a lot of Venomous Fringe and Big Deals, and I want to get a bigger channel, and I'll watch them and let them inspire me on how to run a better channel. I've got some big shoes to fill to try to sit there and get anywhere near where Big Deal or Venomous Fringe is. Third shout out for today. All Things Paranormal Leslie. Awesome YouTube channel there. It's all about the paranormal. Guess that you can figure that because it said All Things Paranormal. Hey, Fox Adventures is starting out into YouTube. Be pretty good. He got a future there for him. Some more give a shout out to David Tier, the backyard UFOologist. David Vingman, Beyond the Veil, Holly's Lore. Oh, that's my scary clown I got on the screen behind me. Let me try something. There, how about now? That's my scary. There, that fix it? All right, did that fix the problem? I might. I don't understand why. Okay, I closed down a couple of programs. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. I had my movie editor still open. I still had my video editor go open. But I apologize for that. I shut it down. All righty. Well, see, I was going to do a shout out for Flyover, Past Life Explorer. I've been going to start this whole process up right. Alright, I also want to give a shout out to JBD, Camo Man 73, Chris Norrell's Paranormal, Diversely Able, Creepy Castle, Simply Southern Paranormal, Ripley's Ghostly Adventures, Star Draco Seer, Third Eye Paranormal Ramda, DJ's Insane Videos, Carol, Emma Malloy, Soul Searching. Let's see. Want to give a shout out to Artzilla, Super Night PTV, Reaper Valley Productions, Mandy's Magic Moments, The Ghost Collector, and Show Me the Light. Show Me the Light is an awesome freaking channel. Don't miss out on it. Right now, they wanted only other YouTubers right now that's in here close that's using the Wonder Box beside myself. All right, let's start this out right with the Venomous Fringe. Sure wish y'all would go check out the channel. Yeah, bitch, make it. Yeah, that's good there, Prince Skits. Glad to hear it. All right, Rod, you mind if I play that newest video y'all put out from on Venomous Fringe? It was done a day ago. All righty, will do. I'm glad Dustin and Lisa's doing all right there, Skits. Hey, I wish you much luck and success with the stream. There we go. And without further ado, we will rush up my Venomous Fringe. If y'all would, hit that like, share, subscribe button for the Venomous Fringe if you haven't yet. Leave them a comment like I'm doing now. And let's get the party started.
You're listening to The Venomous Fringe, Cryptids and Paranormal, with hosts Chris Fringe and Ryan Trombley. Join them as they dive into the macabre of our world and dive into the madness and the mysteries that lie above it. Good evening, Fringeaholics and newcomers. You're listening into The Venomous Fringe. I'm your host, Chris Fringe, and join me tonight alongside my co-host and gatekeeper, Ryan Trombley, as we sit down with an eyewitness from Michigan who has had a fair share of dogman encounters and incidents on their property, as well as also them explaining a couple encounters that they've heard from people around the area. It's a pretty chilling, fun, exciting little thing to talk about with Dogman, so I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. One of the biggest things of the Venomous Fringe is that we always talk about Dogman, and it's always good to bring it up once in a blue moon again and again. So here you go, guys. A nice little care package entering into May. This episode, I cannot wait to get into it. But first and foremost, I just want to do a brief introduction. I hope you guys are doing pretty good. How is everybody? Of course, for everybody listening into our premiere chat now, and this is coming out after the premiere, hope you guys tuning in afterwards are doing good, because it's been pretty crazy by me in my state with the quarantine and lockdown. We're beginning to open up things, but it's slow. I think the transition for each state too, such as Texas and Georgia, I know a couple other places down south are opening up very little. So I hope everything is going okay for everybody in each of their states, and also too, not just in the United States, but also all around the world. I know that there's also a lot of international listeners, so I hope you guys are also safe during this outbreak. It's a crazy time to be alive. I guess a lot of people can say that 2020 is the most toxic entrance of a decade ever. However, I think that, and it brings a positivity that we're going to get through these tough times. I know that we keep hearing it time and time again, but somebody who is not even that this is a topic that we can talk about on the show because it has no relevance to cryptids and paranormal. You to talk about this though, but to just take a second to just see how you guys are all doing, because it's affected everybody differently. I know people I know personally who've been affected by it differently, as well as I also know family who've been affected by it, and I'm sure that you guys have been affected by it in some sort of way as well. So I really do hope you guys are okay and you guys are safe throughout this crazy time. But it will get better. I think it will, at least, and I hope that you guys have that faith as well, because I strongly do think it'll get better very soon. But going into tonight's interview, the location is Michigan. I find Michigan to be such a very heavy hotspot for dogman activity. I think activity such as in Michigan is probably high in grids. If you were to throw out there the top three states, I'd throw Wisconsin, Michigan, and Texas. And personally, Michigan would be in the top between 1 and 2, because Michigan just has a lot of encounters, especially in the Michigan Peninsula. You got to remember too, a lot of the stories of dogmen first came from Michigan. So it's very notorious that to sit down with someone that says they have a dogman encounter in Michigan, I'm not going to sit back and throw out an empty eye. I'm going to be drawn with curiosity, because when they mention location, it's very similar to many reports. You automatically know it's a dogman encounter. But of course, you always have to take things in with a grain of salt. In this case, tonight, speaking with this eyewitness, is going to be a very fundamental time and exploration. With all that being said, folks, I hope you guys enjoy this interview. I cannot wait to showcase it, and we'll see you guys at the end. On the Venomous Fringe right now, me and Ryan are sitting down with Allie. Allie from Michigan. Good evening. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing very good, very good. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule this evening to sit down and talk with me and Ryan about some of the dogman activity in Michigan. It's very good to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Allie, one of the first things I want to ask you about is, how long have you been living in Michigan? And at the same time, another one, how long have you known about dogmen?
I've lived in Michigan for 7 years. I mean, I was born here, but I actually left. I was gone for 20 years and I came back. It's been 7 years that I've been here, but I've known about dogman for the past 11, 12 years.
Now, did you happen to know of it through the infamous Legend song, or was it through various newspapers or websites that attracted the attention?
Well, actually, I found out because of my father. He actually had an experience up north by Manistee, which is Westford County, and it's around a small town, Loser, where he had actually encountered a situation where he was with my stepbrother, which of course is his son, and they were having a campfire with a group of children, and they had said that they were telling the story about the dog man, and all of a sudden they started to hear branches breaking and everything out by Manistee and stuff, and that's where I heard it from. I started hearing it from him, and then from there forward, it was actually my brother who had seen the sighting around the area where I actually live right now. So.
It's interesting to note in Wexford, because there's been some reports there over the years, and it's pretty interesting too, because Michigan is indeed a hotspot for dogman activity, even before the Legend song and of course the current media with it. But That's pretty interesting, especially because a lot of times when you talk about Dogman as a whole, there appears to be some sort of coincidence where there's a sighting, and it's not like pop culture thing. It's just something that I've read with reports. So being in Michigan, you've definitely had a fair share of running into this creature or having at least a few experiences to share. From start to finish, from the beginning to end, what were some of these encounters that you had come across?
As for myself?
From what you had heard and seen about in Michigan.
Well, I mean, I've heard like other people like tell stories, like things of sightings that they have encountered with, such as in like my brother too. He had said that he had heard or he had seen, actually heard and seen a dog man walking around and walking on all fours around our area in our county. And then I've heard a friend of mine who had also said that he had a teacher as well, had gone out and himself encountered with a dog man. And then he had one of his students actually draw out the picture. So ever since then, he had put the picture in his room and let everybody know that this thing's real. And he let them know what exactly it looked like and so on. And then I've also had people that I know, like hunters as well, where they would actually go in the woods and, they would go out hunting for deer or whatever it is that they were hunting for. And then they also encountered where these dog man looking creature, big old snout, big old ears, and 7-8 feet tall, muscular, and, they would be shooting at it and nothing, it wouldn't go down, and then it's just like one would run and the other ones would just like freak out because they seen something that was a dog man like creature. Basically a werewolf is what they would say.
And when they mentioned it was a werewolf, they had a good description on it from standing roughly at least 7 to 8 feet tall. They were able to get a good visual on it despite seeing something in such quick seconds.
Yeah, they would look at it. You'd be out there looking at it for at least a few minutes, seconds, and then they would just like, oh no, it's a werewolf-looking creature. The thing was just tall, big ears, snout. One of them actually had said that one of them was smiling at them, and they just kept smiling at them, and it just freaked them, and they started running. The other ones were, one of them was shooting, of course, and then just ran off, and then the other one's like, okay, this thing was following me. I'm walking through the trail. This thing's just walking aside of me. Turns around, all of a sudden, this big old creature, which is a dog man looking type thing, came out and just like. They explained it as more like an American Wolf in London type of dog, but not on all fours, more like standing on its hind legs kind of thing. And it's just like, they just took off, and it's like, no, that's a werewolf, So, I mean, I've had a lot of people that, especially hunters, as friends of mine, that actually go out and hunt around the area where I live, and they've had a lot of sightings like that. I even spoken to my father a couple of days ago, and he had said himself too that one of his friends was walking through the trail a year ago, and he said that as he was walking through the trail, something started throwing rocks at him. He turned around, and it's just like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, just rocks throwing at him too, and then he had seen something like that too. So.
For a lot of the reports, we've often heard of some sort of intimidation and provocation. In this case, with throwing rocks, we also see that in Bigfoot cases. So
Right.
It's heavy to think in a lot of these dogman reports that they show themselves in the way they do. And for you, what would be like your overall opinion on a creature like this? I mean, for you, for knowing it for a certain amount of time, do you yourself have an opinion on what this creature is?
I mean, with my experiences, I've never had an encounter with a Bigfoot, but my experiences is experience with a dog man. I did see, I mean, to be honest, I did see something that looked like a dog man standing on his hind legs, 7-8 feet tall, and it did have a big old snout. It did have big, ears, like sharp ears. I mean, I've seen enough to where, you can see his muscular body and his black fur, and I mean, it's not like really bad dog and his flesh and blood. So, I mean, yeah, I believe that it would be more of a dog man if I had to say,
For these experiences too, would you be able to share what you had seen? What?
Yeah. So it was after I had gone out of work. Because I was working second shift, and since I live out in the woods, I live in Allegan County, which of course, there's two areas. See, in the state of Michigan, I know that Dogman is known around the whole state of Michigan, but there are two counties that are more likely enough to where everybody sees the Dogman. So either it would be Wexford County or Allegan County. But see, I live in Allegan County, so Allegan County is actually a really big forest. And I live by the forest. So one night I had came home from second shift, and it was around 11:40 at night. And as I was driving, down the road, heading towards my house, I mean, we don't have any lights on the road. We don't have those, poles or anything where you have the lights and stuff. So, I mean, it's out in the woods, not in the city. So, as I was driving, I got into my driveway, and my light was flashing towards the window, which of course is my bedroom window, but then it started flashing towards the trees next to my window. So as I turned, I saw this big old, I mean, dog man looking creature. I had he was at least 7-8 feet tall. He had big old snout. He had big ears, and he had sharp ears, muscular, black fur. And he was just moving his head back and forth and stuff. And I mean, I'll be honest, I thought I was seeing things. So I started rubbing my eyes, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm seeing things, but it was still there. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So as I parked my car, I kind of turned off the ignition and everything. I just stayed in there for 6-7 minutes because I was afraid to actually go out, because you gotta understand too, it was late at night. It was during a work day, which is a week. And there was nobody around, everybody was asleep and stuff. So, I mean, I didn't want to make a big old scandal trying to wake up anybody. So, as I was in the car, I was like, well, I need to go out, So, I just opened the door, I closed the door, I walked out, and I was walking, and I kept staring in that direction. So, I started to smell dog, really, really dark, really strong dog smell, And as I was walking in that way, I started getting chills. And then all of a sudden I heard big old, I don't know, it's kind of and I don't know if it was bending down or anything, but all I know is that ever since I heard that, I felt like it was walking on 4 legs, and you could hear it, walking around. And then all of a sudden, as I walked towards the house, this thing started running, and I didn't know if it was running at me, so I got so scared, so I ran up, opened my door, and I just got inside, I mean, that was one of my experiences that had happened to me during the weekday after I had gotten out of work.
I couldn't imagine just seeing something like that and not being too, and not even, and literally just being, you're far away from a distance in a vehicle, but I mean, not too far away. So I couldn't imagine just being not too close. And I mean, literally, in many cases, and like I had mentioned to you, because we had spoken prior to the start of the show, about how you could be in a vehicle, and despite you being protected by 4 doors, and Brian, you can agree with me on this too, that you could be protected in a car, but these things can still come up to the car, they can still get on the top of the hood, and they can do whatever. So it's a very scary situation to put yourself in. But I mean, not even put yourself in, but just to be in general.
And seeing the thing too, Chris, is that when I saw that thing, and I'll be honest with you, my first thought was should I drive my where he's at. But at the same time, it's like, why would I do that? I mean, like, how do I know? I don't even know if it's even the thing that I'm looking at, or what if it comes and hits my car and pounds on it? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I was just so scared and terrified. I was like, I didn't want to take the chances, so I just ended up parking my car, like I said, waiting 6-7 minutes, and then it's like, okay, I need to get out of here. Ain't nobody gonna save me, so I have to get out. And it's just like, yeah, it was a scary night.
The following day, did you by any chance happen to look around the area and see if you could?
I did. I actually did, but I didn't see anything. I did see a couple branches torn down from that end, but that's about it. But I did go, after the next day, because it was still another work day anyways. I had gone out early and I walked out there, and I did, like I said, I did see a couple branches torn down, but that's about it. I didn't see any footprints or nothing.
And had there been any subsequent encounters or anything since that one particular incident?
In my property, or?
The property, or in general, because in the region of Michigan where you're at, there's been a lot of reports, or at least from past and present, in the area, because Michigan is a hotspot, and as I mentioned earlier, there's always activity within the area, and even if it was just something small, in this case. But I wanted to ask you too, because I thought you had mentioned that there was a particular incident with coyotes,
glad you're still here.
Yeah. That was actually within like 2 months after that. I had came home, and this was actually during a weekend. It was around 2 o'clock in the morning.
So you take the bus getting around and a lot of skids?
I walked in, and I came back outside just to get some fresh air, and then I started to hear noises. So then I heard it. I don't, like I had said, I don't know if it were hellhounds. I don't know if it was coyote or wolf. But all I know is that it seemed to me like there was at least a few. So I don't, and it had to be at least 2, 3, 4, maybe probably 3 or 4 of them. I don't know if they were like coyotes, hellhounds. I don't know, but this thing, whatever it was carrying those coyotes or wolves or whatever they were. And as I turned around and I looked in that direction, I could smell a lot of like flesh and blood, but then I could smell dogs too. You know what I mean? Like mostly dogs, like really, really bad dog. And in the one of the trees, you could see like the green eyes. And this thing was actually standing on it 7, 8 feet tall, and I could see his pointy ears, but I couldn't see his mouth, just his pointy ears, and I could see his sharp, like his eyes. They were green, but they were like kind of like slanted, like a little bit slanted, but mostly green eyes. And there was no light flashing that because it was super dark out there. Like I said, we live out in the woods, so there was actually no light flash in that direction. So I was out there. I was terrified.
Hey, K-Pup. What's happening, buddy?
20, 15 minutes, I just kept staring at it. It was just looking at me, and I was like, am I seeing things? Like, oh my gosh, So I did actually, at that time, I did run in. I had actually had my father go out there, but my dad used to be a cop too, and he had actually experiences where he himself, people would call him and tell him that there was sightings about this, sightings about that, all kinds of, cryptids or paranormal stuff. So, he walked out there with my mother, and they were actually looking out there, but there was really nothing out there. And then I called my brother. He came out there, and he was out there for 25 minutes. While he was out there, he was using his phone with his flashlight, and you could hear something running around. And my brother said the same thing. He's like, well, I could hear something running, and I could hear something moving.
Yeah, I went on the ghost hunt there yesterday, K-Pup. Went to Alabama to another abandoned church, done the exorcism, kind of come in late and went to sleep early. I got the video uploaded and saved as private till I get through editing it. I'm going to put it out premiere it out in a little bit.
And this thing was, he was tall, it was tall, so it was just looking through the window, you could see his eyes. His green eyes, the same eyes as what I saw outside.
Now, that's a very interesting report too, because there appeared to have been activity, and what you had heard is the sounds normally of coyote-like sounds, or in general like hellhound-like. It's like there's a lot of vocalizations, and Ryan, with vocalizations like that, it's a normal type of canine type response. I've often heard it in a few different reports too, but
yeah, I've heard it quite often as well. I had the coyote vocals as well in my encounters. So it's very normal. It's very common. I think it's kind of like a hunting cry for them.
Also, too, when it comes to the initial
sorry
report,
to hear that, Bundy.
From what I remember, you said there was in your one encounter, you heard this particular sound again, and I may mention it was like a bone popping sound.
Yes, I did, and that was actually the same sound that I saw when I got out of my car. When I was walking towards, like, when I was looking in my direction before I got into my car, you know, like, towards, like, coming into the, my front door of the house, that's when it did that, and then it started walking. You could hear it walking on all fours, but, like, it seemed like he was taking down branches, but then all of a sudden he started running, and that's what scared me. I ran to the house, and that's when I opened it. I was like, I can't, you know, that it was just
that
scary,
is messed up skits.
because it was so dark out there. I didn't know if it was actually coming at me or not. All I know is what I saw is like it was crazy. And then to hear that and then walk, and then all of a sudden it just started running, you know. So I don't know if it was coming towards me or it was just running and just being curious, you know, who I was or anything, and it just took off, you know.
Yeah, and a few of the cases I've recently collected were involving a lot of bone popping, a lot of rustling, and there's a lot of, like, the joints, people often make comment too, and it's very, like, a sadistic type sound that has kind of left people thinking
I
in the
agree,
same
buddy.
way. Now, I also brought up that because when your brother was out there and when your mom and dad were out there, when they were here, I'm pretty sure when you made mention, you said that there was a lot of noise. Did they hear anything like that? Any, like, the bones popping or joints? Did they say anything about that or no?
My parents, no, they were out there for a while and they didn't hear anything or nothing. But my brother, he did say that he heard a lot of, like, noises happening, a lot of popping and all stuff like that, just running around and stuff. And you could hear it too, because I was actually out there with my brother when he was looking, but I just didn't want him to go further because I was afraid, because I didn't know what it was completely. I was like, okay, is this a dog man or what is it, you know? And I just didn't want him to actually go out there because, I mean, he didn't have a weapon with him either, so I didn't want him to, you know, like, if anything, I didn't want it to come and attack him, you know, because after I heard what I heard. So, but there was a lot of noise and a lot of popping and a lot of branch breaking and everything. So he could hear it too, though. Yeah,
the liquor stores are open, but it got the churches closed. Go figure.
And with this property, and this is something I wanted to ask you too earlier, was, have you kind of thought a bit that this property, could they be somewhat fascinated by the property? Is there, like, an initial backstory on the property? I mean, what I'm getting at here is, when we look at it from the Native American standpoint of what these creatures could be, is there, like, a particular history of the property that you might know of?
Hey,
and
I want to see it when you get finished with it, buddy.
They be attracted to. Have you looked into that, or never really thought too much of it in the sake of it because of not being relevant, I guess?
Yeah, I really never looked into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I just know that because since we live out in the forest and, you know, it's Allegheny County, like, you know, our first sighting here in Allegheny County was back in 1957. So from there, you know, they've been having so many sightings around here of the dog man, left and right. You know, I mean, people talking about, you know, the dog man, they see this, the dog man, they see that. And it's like, you know, I mean, but I know my area where I'm at right now in that area, I don't really know anything much about the area. So, I mean, so there's really not much I can say about that other than what I see.
And one other thing I wanted to bring up too was because I've heard this also in dogman reports. Have you heard, or has anyone mentioned in some of the cases you've heard of dogmen, of flashing lights, any particular glowing lights, fog lights, anything illuminating lights, whether it's before an encounter or after encounter? Has anyone that you've spoken to, or if you've yourself seen any of these lights around the area in particular?
Well, according to people, no, but in my situation, yes. When I ever do hear a noise that sounds like out of like a howling sound, that sounds like one of those howling sounds from a movie, like a werewolf sound, I see fog. And then I have seen blue light coming from, not completely from the sky, but from at least up there into the woods, and it was like a blue light, and it just like literally goes down and just spreads everywhere, and I have seen that, and then like a couple of days later, then I start to hear things, I start to see things.
And another reason why I brought that up is because there have been often reports of when people see these lights, there's a dog man or some sort of psychedelic type kinesis that happens to, I guess, impose the human mind. In this case, it's happened to a few people. So with the Dogman and what you have seen and what your family's seen, one of the things that always intrigues me a bit about some of the scenery is when it comes to certain law enforcement. Has there been any type of activity with what police think about this, or if they've looked into it with some of the Dogman reports? Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, the day that I
Hey, JBD, how you doing, buddy?
I'm a very light sleeper, and one night, I'm surprised I didn't even actually wake up, because usually when I hear a noise, I actually wake up, right? But this night, for some reason, I didn't wake up until the next morning. So as I walked outside, I seen footprints, but then I'm looking up and I'm like, what the heck? So then I turn around behind the house, and it was like a whole bunch of footprints. But the weird thing, though, is that I saw 5 different sets of prints. That same day, I actually seen 2 dispatchers in 2 different cars and 2 dogman catchers in their vehicles driving around the area. And they just kept driving around and driving around and driving around. And I'm just looking at them. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I'm just looking at the prints. These prints were...
Oh, Japan.
You're talking about 5 different sets of prints. And each and one of these prints were so different from each other.
Hornets come from Japan. On the average in Japan, murder hornets kill 15 people a year.
And it just kept, there was 5 of them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then after the 5th one, all of a sudden it turned into a human print. And that, I had my father actually go out there and check that out too. So as I took these pictures, he was actually, he used to be a police officer himself, and he looked at me, he's like, this is not normal. We're talking about either a cryptid thing or a supernatural thing. This is exactly what he had said. And this thing, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big old prints. And then all of a sudden it turns from that to a human footprint. So I'm like, okay, what is going on here? And then outside my window, there was a print. There was only 1 print of a ghost.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I'm like, well, we don't have ghosts around here. You're talking about winter. This is winter. And then after that, you had other prints where there was one separate away from another, and it just kept going. All of a sudden, it just ended up turning into 1 print. And it's it just kept going. It's just 5 different sets of prints, and nothing matched each other. And from that time, when I was looking out there, it's okay, what's going on here?
Oh, JB, I'm sorry to hear that.
And then I see 2 of these, animal patrol people going around, and they're just driving around in circles, checking out the areas and stuff. But none of them actually came out and actually said anything to me or my neighbors or anything. So I do believe that somebody must have called them because of the situation, because they were actually coming from the back side of our house, which is, towards the woods, you know. So it might have been going further away out there to another property where maybe then they probably ended up reporting it.
What kind of baffles me a bit about this is the fact that you made mention that, you know, we have regular like dogman-like prints, then we have human prints, and then there's also goat prints. Now, there's a couple situations that can play off here. The first one being that perhaps maybe this was some sort of dogman had a goat from a local farm. I mean, let me ask you this: is there any farming or is there any like livestock around the area? I mean, you mentioned that there's no goats, but like, is there any livestock or any places that you would know of?
We maybe like 20 miles away from us, we do actually have farms, but it's like 20 miles away from here. So, I mean, I don't know how, I mean, unless, you know, whatever it was dropped this and ended up making them prints, but, and it was during the winter, so I don't know how they would actually escape, but it was just one print. That's what kind of freaks me out. Like, why is there just one print of a goat with using, you know, print on just one side, and where's the other half? You know what I mean? Or where's the other? It was just one. So that's what kind of got me. But yes, we do, like probably 20, 25 miles away. We do have, there are farms back there, but that I know of, I think they just have cows and stuff. I don't think they have goats.
And that's one of the reasons why I asked that was because if that is the case, then it would kind of also make sense if there were to be a dogman to raid a local livestock, take a goat. There's been reports of livestock goats being taken before, but where you're at, if the local farm and livestock area is about 20, 25 miles away, I mean, a dogman would be running that far in the woods distance period. I mean, that's almost about a good hour or so, maybe more. I mean, to kind of calculate it a little bit, might be an exaggeration, but personally, when it comes to prints like that, to have something and see something like that, that kind of freaks me a little bit out. I mean, Ryan, let me ask you this. I mean, what do you think about the whole prints as a whole?
You know, a couple of things come to mind with that. At first, I thought possibly a shapeshifter of sorts, but listening to what you said about the goats and the livestock, that could be possible, but it wouldn't explain the just one print. And why would it just leave it right there for a moment and just disappear? That really wouldn't line up. So I'm guessing maybe, you know, it could be some kind of shape-shifting going on here.
Yeah, and you know what though, I do agree with Ryan with that too, because that's the same thing my dad said too. Because when my dad and I both looked at those prints, Chris, we actually, that's the first thing that my dad said too. We kind of looked at each other, and he looked at me. He said, you know, like I said, he used to be a cop too, right? And he said himself, he goes, we're talking about shape shifting here. You know what I mean? This is more of a shape shifting thing. You know, and it kind of, the most part is the big print. 5 of them, and all of a sudden it went from that to a human print, you know, like a footprint. And I'm like thinking, okay, what the heck is going on here? So at the same time, I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at my dad, and we're both looking at each other. And my dad's like, you know what? This is a shape-shifting thing. And as for the gold thing, I mean, it was just one set of prints, so I really have no idea what the heck that was going on about. You know, so that was just weird. But it was all in a bunch. I mean, like 5 sets of different prints. It was crazy.
And to also say it too, because besides looking at it from that one perspective, I would have also thought of it too, with it being a shapeshifter, because that's something, and it would also connect the dots pretty good. You know, you have one creature shapeshift into human tracks and then go into the next, and then whatever would happen, where the tracks lead to, despite that being, you know, just one track of a goat or a goat-like track. So, yeah, whatever it was, and by looking at the photographs, it is pretty interesting and very freaky too, because like I explained to Ryan, when I had first viewed them, I was pretty taken aback by it because I was looking at something, it did not look at all like it was human-like. It didn't look like it had like a human-like, like the dog print or the dog man print, to be exact. Because it did at first, my first reaction, it looked reptilian, but that was because of the way the photograph was taken. But upon closer analysis, you can see the dog man track and then the human track and then the morph of the goat track. And it really does freak you out. To me, I as someone who's a researcher too, I was taken a bit aback by it because I didn't know what you're looking at first. It's like it goes from dogman to shapeshifter type thing, but then at the same time, it's another thing that kind of makes no sense. So, they're very interesting photographs.
Yeah.
It brings to mind the skinwalker.
And I try to take pictures of all of them too, you know. And when I actually showed some of those pictures to a couple of friends of mine, especially hunters, you know, because a lot of the hunters, you gotta understand too, they go out there and they know from a footprint to another print, you know, because they're out there and they're the ones out there hunting. They said the same thing too. When I showed them these prints, they were like, no, they're nowhere nearly animals. That's not a wolf, that's not a coyote, that's not a bear. We don't even know what the heck that is, but that is something different. And a lot of my other friends too, you know, that have nothing to do with the hunting thing, is, you know, they looked at it too and they were actually saying the same thing too. And they said, well, this looks more like a shape-shifting kind of thing.
Well, definitely, when you look back at the photographs, that does present a shapeshifter's perspective, and that's something too. When I looked at them for like the third time, it definitely drew my attention because it's when you see photographs like that, and then when you kind of question it, and for sure, a skeptic can easily comment that it could be very simple for someone to get a fake track print or a fake monster ball print, and then a human print, and then add on to it, and it would be the skeptic portion of it, but. With all the reports in Michigan, it doesn't surprise me that there is a dogman and supernatural shape-shifting creatures of that nature out there.
Right. And especially the photos that I have sent you, the one in the back, from the back of our house, where it all started, you know, they had these big old prints, like, I don't know, it was just like a big old foot, you know, one right after the other, but it was still the same one, but it had like at least 20 of them, you know, and then from there, that's when it all started having 5 different sets of prints, and that's what really caught me, you know, and I'm just like, okay, I need to take a picture of this. This is not normal. This is crazy, you know, and then to see those 2 dispatchers driving around in 2 different vehicles, and then those 2, you know, animal control guys driving around, 2 of them, you know, it was crazy. It was one crazy day.
I can imagine, and I wouldn't even know where to begin to get into that format of sitting there and having to see that and then unfold with that. It doesn't help even more that there's animal control and police officers there. Now, Ryan, I'm going to hand it over to you, and you throw out your questions you might have for, of course, Allie, because it's pretty interesting. A lot of the stuff that we've discussed here so far.
Oh, very much so. Actually, listening to her closely, I have to ask, Allie, what do you know about the skinwalkers?
Skinwalkers? I'm not really familiar too much about them. You know, we don't really have much about it over here. I don't know if it's like a different coast to coast thing, but it's mostly for the dogman over here. I don't really know a whole lot about the skinwalkers.
The reason why I asked, though, is the transforming footprints, and that would actually line up very much so with the skinwalker, as they're shapeshifters. It would make perfect sense. I've not read any reports of skinwalkers in Michigan, but anything is possible with these things. So it's something that we should probably look into for you.
You'll get it back, Bunny.
I agree. I think it'd be good to look into as well. Ryan, what other additional questions did you have in general? Because one of the things I also think is pretty unique about how Michigan is that a lot of the places that you had made mention to, Allie, is that there's a lot of activity. Even in when I was reading it past and present, just looking at several reports, Aberdeen County has over 15, and they're all in time zones that are from like the 2010s all the way to back to the 60s. So there's a lot of an array of reports.
One thing I'd like to know, though, is, Ellie, when you had these encounters, was there that ominous feeling of danger or dread that so many report? Because a lot of people will say that they get the sensation that these things want to kill them or they're out to kill them. Was there anything like that with you?
You mean like them trying to kill them, or?
Trying to come after you. A lot of people will say that when they see a dogman or a dogman's around, they get this very strong sensation that it's there to harm them or any other people around.
No, I mean, the times that when I had seen the dog man or I heard howling sounds and stuff like that, I never really thought like, okay, it was trying to harm me or anything. I just felt like it was just letting me know. The way I sensed it was letting me know that it was there and it was watching me. You know what I mean? Like I never really thought like, okay, it's gonna come out and attack me. You know, even at that time when I thought, okay, it was running and oh my gosh, is it coming after me? But it didn't. You know what I mean? So I mean, how would I have known? Because I went inside, but I come out and it wasn't there anymore. So I mean, in my case, I never really took it as it wanted to harm me. I feel like it was more curious, if anything.
Okay. All right, well, that leads into my next question. Have you thought about imprinting at all? Because some animals, when they're around certain people for a length of time, they'll actually bond with these people in a way. And I'm kind of wondering if this is what's going on with you.
Wait, what was it? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, there's a thing called imprinting. It's when animals will bond with a certain people. It's due to their personality or just their nature, because animals can see things that we can't. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe the dogmen in your area have imprinted on you. That's why they keep coming around.
Well, I mean, you know,
Hey,
and
Rick.
actually, I'm glad that you asked that question too, Ryan, because I've had friends too who, when I had actually explained these encounters with them and the things that I hear, they always tell me, they're like, Ali, how do we not know that these things like you? You know, because for some reason they keep coming back. But it's not that I'm wanting them to come back, it's just that they come around, you know what I mean? But I mean, in a way, I don't know. I mean, when I see it, it's not like, okay, well, I don't get scared. Like, I mean, it's not that I don't get scared, but I know they're not trying to harm me. But I feel like when it does come around, I feel like it's curious about me. You know, I don't know anything about it wanting to be around me. I just feel like it's more curious about me. That's all I know.
Okay, so that overwhelming fear just isn't there then. That's a good thing, actually. It's a very good thing. Yeah, they could be imprinting upon you. I mean, it does happen in nature quite often, as zookeepers will tell you. So it could be a possibility. Again, that's something that we should look into for you as well.
The thing about all this with dogmen, and when it comes to imprinting, and when it comes to what they do, I've heard some reports. I've also worked a couple investigations where we've often had people come back and have them come on the properties, do certain things on the properties, and we've also led to the conclusion that they would imprint because of the whole fascination of why would one be attracted to one. And this has often been argued too, in not just groups, but also too on other various topics when it comes to the idea of could you have a connection or a bond with these creatures. And that's the type of thing where it can go out of the ballpark or in it, depending on how you go about it. But one of the things I wanted to ask you was personally, what do you think these things are, Allie? What do you think these dogmen are?
Like, well, I mean, to me, they're just dog man. I don't really see them as anything evil, if anything, you know. Shape-shifting, I mean, sometimes I feel like maybe it might be a shape-shifting thing. I don't know, but I don't really see them as an evil perceptive, you know what I mean? I don't see them as a bad cryptic monster coming out and trying to attack somebody or anything, you know. I think they're just curious. That's the way I'm taking it, you know. Kind of like, I mean, that day when I had seen the woman with the green eyes, you know, I mean, yeah, I was scared and terrified, and I kept staring at it, but it kept staring at me. So it's like I froze, and I just kept looking at it, and it kept staring at it and staring at it, and it just kept looking at me. Then, as you know, he's at my window, yet still looking at me, you know what I mean? So I don't really see them as anything bad, you know. I just feel like they're just curious, you know.
I would agree, because that's also the same conclusion I had when I was talking to you earlier, was that I believe they are curious and they have some sort of fascination. But at the same time, curiosity, I mean, that's any animal, I think, especially one like for people who are in, whether the zookeepers or people who are in that type of trade, where you do develop a bond with animals or something. And I'm not saying in that type of Dr. Seuss type way. I mean, this is Dogman, but it's the whole concept that there is definitely curiosity. I personally don't think in any of the reports you've mentioned that you've had firsthand with them that there is a sense of intimidation or an approach of an attack. I feel that if these things wanted to attack or make it known that they wanted to attack, I feel they would have done something that, now or when the time when your brother and your mom and dad were out there. Like I would feel I feel that those were, so that would be the thing to me, that if this thing wanted to attack you, that it would do stuff like that. Correct.
Right, and that's exactly how I felt too. You know what I mean? Like the time that I seen it or heard it or even smelled it, you know, I that's the way I thought too. It's like, well, if it really wants to come on and attack me, it'll do it. But I just feel like, okay, maybe it's just curious, you know, like who am I? You know, what is she? You know, like what is she doing? You know, that's the kind of way I just took it as, whatever, you know. So, but yeah, I don't think it's much bad of it.
I have to agree. But one other thing too, a few other questions I want to ask with the Dogman and what we've talked about. Do you have any particular advice or anything that you would want to throw out to people who've seen this in the area of where you reside, or in general, the whole community as a whole watching for someone who's had an encounter?
I guess my advice to be is that not all dog men will. I mean, as I know, the my encounter, you know, they're not bad. You know, just they're just there. They're curious. Just watch them, but just go. You know, live your life. You know, just go what you gotta do and just let them be. You know what I mean? Unless you know that they're actually coming up trying to attack you, then I can understand. You know. But if they're not, then just let them be. You know, they're just being curious on who you are, what you're doing, and stuff like that. So.
Very good advice.
I agree.
Because I know that like when you watch all these scary movies like with werewolves, you know, okay, let's kill them with a silver bullet, and these guys are bad and stuff. You know, they come out to be bad, you know, monsters, you know. But I mean, with my experience, you know, they didn't seem to be. I mean, yeah, I was freaking out, but they never did anything to me. You know what I mean? So it doesn't exactly mean that they're bad just because you see a 7-8 feet tall monster walking around on 4 legs or 2 or hind legs. You know, whatever. It doesn't mean they're bad. You know, I mean, just. If you know they're not doing anything to you, they're just curious, then why bother to try to shoot it? Why bother to make a big scandal about it? Why bother to even do anything to them? You know, unless they're doing something to you, I get it, you know, but if not, then just let them be, and they're just curious, you know, so. I mean, that would be some advice that I would give to people. Just, you know, they're just there, just like any human being, just looking at you like, okay, you know, hey, you know, that person, oh, look at that person. I know this person. Okay, fine, you know, I'm walking away, you know. I mean, just like that, you know, cryptid monsters, animals, whichever, you know, they're the same way as a human person. So I just think that, you know, just let them be. As long as they're not hurting you, you're okay.
Very well said.
I agree 100%, and yeah. I think it's a good thing to hear a lot of people begin to start understanding that insight with them, because not all of these creatures are demons and monsters that are perceived and described.
Right.
And it's good to see that there's other people out there who are understanding it, and that they know not to draw a conclusion of a connection to really throw somebody off, but to the basic understanding that these are regular creatures that have specific personalities, and what they are doing, and whatever the case is, not all of them are made out to be what we see in Hollywood.
Exactly. And I think, and that's something that, you know, people need to understand too. You know, I mean, I know, like, there's so many people with sightings. Oh, you know, I seen this dog, man. Oh, I seen that. Oh my gosh, he's gonna come at me, you know. But it's not like that, you know. I mean, sure, you see a dog man, but I mean, what is he doing to you? He's just standing there looking at you. Unless he's coming at you, why bother to even you know, make it a big scandal. You know, I mean, they're just there. You know, they're curious, just like, you know, a human being would be curious with another human being, or even an animal looking at you. You know what I mean? So, I mean, to me, it's just, you know, just move on and let them be. You know, they're just animals, cryptid monsters walking around, just living their life. You know. So, I mean, they haven't hurt me. So, I mean, and that's a good thing. So, I'm just happy for that. And I mean, if they continue to come around here, hey, it's all good.
I have to agree with that. Hey, Ryan, do you have any other additional questions for Allie?
You know, I was actually curious about the lights that she mentioned. I wanted to know what she thought those lights came from, if they were, you know, extraterrestrial craft or maybe something supernatural that we haven't touched on.
You know, actually, Ryan, that's a good question. Okay, so that's what I thought too. When I had gone outside, and it was actually around 11, 12 o'clock at night, and when I seen the light, it wasn't coming completely from the sky, like sky out there. It was just like a little bit of the sky, and then poof down into the woods, and it just like spread everywhere. You could just see like the dust of the blue. But it was a blue light. It was a big, bright blue light. And to me, when I saw that, I took it more like a supernatural kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't take it in a negative way or anything. I just like, okay, I saw this, and I mean, it's like, okay, but that's about it.
Possibly some type of energy, maybe? That was just, you know.
Yeah, that's how I took it too, like an energy type of thing, yeah.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, it's something too, especially with the lights. I've often heard about the extraterrestrial and comments on it too. It's definitely having to question a lot of things, especially. Allie, have you yourself considered doing any investigation or any research going into when it comes to dogmen, like as in setting up the team or in general doing your own solo investigations?
I have my own channel doing some stuff where and it's not all about the cryptid, you know, but I'm because I live in Michigan, yes, I do plan on going forward and going into the deep woods when all this lockdown is done and over with, and actually know a little bit more about the dog man, because since we're known as the dog man, and we're not actually far away from Wisconsin too, because of course they got the piece of prey too, you know. And that's like, what, 2.5 hours away from us. So, you know, yes, I do plan on actually going out and investigating and trying to do a little research in the dog man, definitely.
I definitely support it, and I definitely follow it. I mean, personally, I have to say, when it comes to speaking to eyewitnesses and, of course, people who are very open to talk and come forward about it, you know, speaking of dogmen, I have to thank you for, you know, opening up about this. And personally, I mean, I really support when you do go out and do the investigations. Please keep me and Ryan updated. You know, if you
for sure, definitely, Chris and Ryan, definitely. I will definitely keep you guys updated.
Well, we truly appreciate that.
Yeah, and I mean, even when I do go out there, you know, maybe once all this is down, you guys can also come down here whenever you guys get your chances, and we can do a little research on that too, if you'd like, when you guys have your time as well.
I'd be all for that.
Yeah.
I'm very much so. I'm down for that as well.
Okay.
Well, Allie, listen. I want to thank you again for coming on the show, and what I do before we go ahead and conclude, if you have any other additional words you'd like to say, or if anything, by all means. So, force to you. If anything not, then go from there.
I just want to say thank you for letting me get on your show, and to everyone who's actually been through any encounter to the dog man. Just remember, guys, you know, not every dog man is a bad dog man. And as long as it doesn't come at you, it doesn't exactly mean that he's a bad dog man. So if you see one, you know, just let him be. You know, I mean, as long as, like I said, as long as he doesn't come at you, you're good. So just do your own thing and let them be. You know. So that's all I can say, and that's about it.
Well, Ali, thank you again. You have a great evening, and you take care now.
You too, thank you. Yeah, you too.
Take care, Ali.
Yeah, you too. Bye, Ryan.
Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Ali, again, for coming on the show. I know it takes a lot for people out there, not just with Dogman eyewitnesses, but Bigfoot eyewitnesses, paranormal eyewitnesses, who often have a hard time trying to talk about their encounters of what they've seen, because when they go back to experience it, it can be a heavy thing. You know, it's like when anybody's asked about something that was traumatic in their life, whether it was a car accident, whether it was witnessing someone pass, or if you're a war veteran and you saw things in the war. You know, everybody suffers from PTSD. Everybody has a hard time or a nightmare with what they see. And speaking to Ali, she's a very strong woman, and much stronger than many of other eyewitnesses we've spoken to on the show, because personally, to have the strength to have a Dogman encounter, to still talk about it, and to know that there's other things going on, but also to keep an open mind and a positive outlook on it, it's an important factor when you have these encounters. It's hard to do, especially because of the nature of such situation, but it does liquefy. It does play off pretty well. So I wanted to thank Ali again for coming on the show. It was great to have her on. And personally, I would love to have her on again. And I hope that you guys take heed of the advice that she's thrown out. It's very good advice. But folks, we're going to conclude this show tonight. And like as I did on the Venomous Fringe show, we always throw in a couple things. But this time we're going to do something a little different. I want you guys to go check out a couple of YouTubes that I think are personally some pretty hot topics and interesting topics. I want to throw in a big shout out to the Cryptid Files, guys. Check out their YouTube. Throwing a link down below. They got some pretty interesting content. They've talked about the Jersey Devil. They've talked about the Dogman. They've talked about Bigfoot, paranormal stuff too. Guys, check out the Cryptid Files. Those two do an amazing job. Very terrific job of their content. Check out Beyond the Veil Investigations as well. Very wonderful duo going out and researching. Very good paranormal investigators as well, guys. And also, too, guys, always check out Lee McNew, Cryptids Mysteries. It's always a good time checking out Lee's content and everything that he puts out there, too. Those are going to be my top 3 shout-outs for this week. If you guys are paranormal investigators, if you guys are cryptid podcast show hosts or whatever, and you want your content to be promoted, if you guys want to go ahead and send out a reach, or you want to have a promotion or a shout-out, send a comment down below or send me an email. Overall, folks, if you guys want that, we will gladly do it here on the Venomous Fringe. We're very open to other content creators out there of this nature. And if you guys would like to get in contact with me, you can get a hold of me at thevenomousfringe@gmail.com. If you guys would like to follow us on social media, I have my Instagram and my Twitters down below in the description, as also Ryan Tremblay's. You can also check out our Discord server that we're in. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord server, we'd love to have you guys aboard and get your own interpretations and opinions in that chat box, as well as check out our Facebook group. And also, too, if you guys would like to contribute to the show, leave a donation. There's a PayPal link down below. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Fringe. You're listening to the Venomous Fringe. Fringeholics and newcomers, you all have a good evening now.
All right. And that concludes Venomous Fringe episode there today with Ali on it. That's Arc Alley Adventures. Hope you'll check them out. Real good cryptid channel. Don't have enough time to do another episode. Here in a few minutes, we've got all things paranormal. Leslie's gonna have a new video coming out. It's the one where me, Leslie, and Rhonda from Third Eye Paranormal collaborated at Grace Cemetery in St. Francisville, Louisiana. So here in a few minutes, I'm fixing to cut loose and get ready to watch it. I've got a brand new video sitting on YouTube right now, set private, and I'm fixing to finish editing it out and try to have it premiered and out tonight for about 7 or 8 o'clock my time. So I'm releasing a new video to come out tonight. Leslie has a new video. It'll be released at 3 o'clock Friday, Beyond the Veil Paranormal is going to do a live stream Paranormal Investigation that'll be coming out. They've already released a trailer for it. I'll sit there and have promoted a trailer down there today on Twitter already. Yeah, Ryan and Chris are cool, Allie. Yep, they're good. Have to start getting you back on panel again, Allie. Hey. Maybe one of these days you come back on panel, you could show us the pictures you got from the Dogman footprints. Hey. Shit, I hope you get some new pictures of Dogman footprints. Hey. I might do another live there after a while. I'll fix it. I've got 2 videos now to edit. I'm gonna do some head scratching here for a little bit there to figure out where I'm gonna go next for the next investigation. Well, I can go live tomorrow, Mally, if you want to come on panel. Or I could do it tonight. If you won't, I don't know if you're busy, gonna be busy. You can't be on panel tonight or not. That'll work, Allie. All right, everybody. This is Klowns Paranormal Posse. As you've seen by now, we share out videos from other channels. Hey, Eggman, how you doing, bro? What's happening? Yeah, we'll be shut down here in a couple of minutes. I've got 2:45 p.m. Central right now. I was about going live for 7 o'clock p.m. Central. Set up the second showing. You want to do something a little different. 7 p.m. Central. It's 2:45 right now. My time, 7 o'clock p.m. my time. Speculative evolution. Hey, how's that working out for you, Eggman? I'm not sure exactly what you're meaning, but hey, I'm willing to learn. Yeah, so everybody that want to join the Clown Posse, or Clowns Posse, hit the like, share, subscribe button, smash that bell, get your notifications. I'll sit there and I'll check out videos. As long as they don't have any kind of copyrightable material in them, if you won't, I can share them out, help your channel grow. Because here we're all about helping other channels grow. You could be YouTube, you could be cryptid or paranormal, or a lot of different things. It don't matter. You hear your family, we'll try to help your channel grow. Oh, okay. I remember a game like that. All right, Alex. Sounds like a plan. All righty, there, Eggman. We'll be back on again. It's 2:47 p.m. my time right now, Eggman. 7 o'clock p.m. I'm gonna be back live again. We're gonna have Allie on panel. Unless something happens. Yeah, we're gonna talk some more about her Dogman experience. It's fixing to get. I've got Leslie has a new video coming out, and I've got 2 videos to edit and get ready for this next show. So I'll be drop his link for Leslie again.
The past is written, but the future.
Let's see. All righty. I dropped. I'm going to drop that link now. Okay, well, we'll be on at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. There's that link to All Things Paranormal Leslie. She's got a new video coming out in about 14 minutes. Unless I got my wires crossed. Hey, but y'all can go check her channel out. Hey, show Leslie's channel some love there. She's really nice. I'll fix to wind this one up. I will have a new video out tonight where I do an exorcism at an abandoned church. It was really crazy. Something banged the damn wall in the room behind us to try to scare us out. I need to get a better microphone set up for my camera. All right, that'll work, Allie. Good deal. Have a funny. But I asked them if they knew what exorcism was, and evidently they did, because they started cussing and everything, by God. Demons don't like exorcisms. They don't like peanut butter. They don't like Vegemite. Demons really don't like it if you ask them if they suck eggs. Because I'll tell you everything, but by God. Y'all have a good one. See you back again for 7 o'clock p.m. Central my time. It's 2:49 right now. Yeah, I'll see y'all in a few.